Hi, my name is Chris Petty, and I am the Propellerhead product specialist for Line 6. I am here at J&R Music World today. This is designed to provide all of the instruments in your studio. It communicates with any professional level recording software, including GarageBand. It will work with any software that does record audio. They lock up together and they fuse together to become one monster program. You can record the audio into another program. It will read WAV files, AIF files, any type of audio file on the computer can be loaded into the sampler devices or the drum machines. The library comes with a tremendous amount of sounds. You know, it's available to everybody, so people who are really in the know with this, that are using it or customizing it. It does not translate into sheet music. However, you can export standard MIDI files from here. If you want to export the song as an AIF file or a WAV file so that you can put it on an iPod, print it down, or put it onto a CD, you absolutely can. Propellerhead has only made 3 products to date. The first one that we made was called Recycle. Recycle will allow us to chop up recorded audio and make slices out of it in order to further manipulate. Pro Tools actually comes with a light version of Reason called Reason Adapted. It gives you a little bit of a taste of the whole thing, but doesn't give you the full features of the program, and we offer an upgrade path as well. There's a device inside Reason called the Dr. Rex Loop Player, and once I bring it into my rack, just go back to the back of this again and just patch things over to the first channel just so that everything is completely neat. And if I go here to the folder icon, I can load in recycle format files. All the slices of the drum beat come up on the keyboard. There's a button here on the front of it that will actually put the note data down to the track in the sequencer, exactly the way the beat is supposed to be played. Once I have it inside the rack, I can start adding effects to it as well. So let's say that I want to add a reverberation unit to it. For the reverb unit, I have presets as well. You can stay simple with this as far as using the software. You can use it at multiple different levels. And what I'm going to do is pull up a patch called Sad Strings. So let's say I wanted to change the pitch of that, and I'm actually going to hold down the keys while I do that. I simply go to the actual samples. So if I want to do an octave, you have all of the flexibility and all of the control that you would have with the most powerful hardware studio. We have done a number of add-ons for Reason in the form of refills. There's 2 types of sounds that are notoriously difficult to do with keyboards and synthesizers. With the drummer, a drummer can strike the drum head so many different strength levels. Okay, the way that a traditional keyboard works is that it switches between 4 samples because of memory constraints inside the keyboard. So it's not a very expressive type of thing. You would be able to, the drummer would be able to hold the stick at different angles, would be able to hit different parts of the drum head. What we did is we actually flew in a team of international session drummers from around the planet into Stockholm. And we talked about some of the most famous drummers from all time as far as what kinds of drum kits they used, how they got the sound in the kit, what types of microphones were used to pick up the sound. We made a shopping list out of this, and we went out and bought all of the gear that a lot of these famous drummers had used. We then hired the session drummers to play each instrument at all different strength levels that they could, and we captured every sample. Let's have you guys play on electronic drum kits, and we'll capture the data from the electronic drum kits, and we'll take the beats that you play and put them into the software so that people who don't necessarily know how to play the drums on the keyboard don't have to. It has 20 somewhat drum kits inside it that emulate the drum kits of 20 different classic drum players. Each drum kit contains approximately 1,000 samples. We wanted to make it very easy to operate. We wanted to make it so that it looks as if you're in a recording studio in front of a mixing desk. So the idea is that your kick will come up on one channel, your snare will come up on another, your hats will come up on another, you have an ambient microphone that's capturing the sound of the room, and you can adjust the levels and everything. I can solo out different pieces. If I want to add more microphone, snare bottom, drop the top out. And it's so flexible, even it's down to the degree that if I don't like the kick drum, or I don't like the snare, or I don't like the hi-hat that's being used, I can swap it out from another kit and use it from somewhere else. We thought it would be kind of cool if we had these drummers actually play in these drum beats as MIDI files so that you can then go and change the drum sounds around, change the speed of it, and it's a little bit different twist than actually sampling the original drum beat. We did 3 pianos. We did the Yamaha C7, the Steinway K upright, and the Steinway D grand. For each of these pianos, we placed 12 microphones around and inside the pianos. And when we took a single sample on the key, we recorded with all 12 microphones at the same time. You can turn the microphones on and off inside this piano refill in order to get the piano to fit inside the mix however you want. So I'm going to pull up one of the Steinway D Grand presets, and this is it's called Cocktail Lux. We solo just out the ambient mics. This is the Steinway K upright. And this is the Yamaha C7. So we actually made a deal with Abbey Road Studios, and we got into the studio and were given access for as much time as we needed. And these are basically the instruments that were included in this. This is the Challen piano. This is actually, it's an upright piano, but it's considered to be very, very warm. It was used on countless Beatles recordings. This piano is called the Mrs. Mills piano, and this is the piano that was used on the Obla Di Obla Da song. And the idea is that the story with this piano goes is that it was never tuned. It's been out of tune, and it was used out of tune on all of the recordings, but the out of tuneness kind of gives its character as far as what it sounds like. It really is a very, very, professional level expandable system, that can all run natively on any kind of laptop. It runs on Windows, it runs on Mac, and it's up to the minute as far as the updates go. I would like to thank all of you for coming today. I hope that you enjoyed this.